So here we are at the second video in this series. Let's get straight to the points. For a start, we're gonna draw a sketch on this face. So select sketch and let's get to this view. It's called here right view. Okay, for a start, we're gonna draw two cycles. One around here and one somewhere around here. The right cycle is gonna be diameter 5 and left one 15. So what we are drawing here is the main flap, or how it's called, of the rear wing. The distance from the origin to the first cycle horizontally, it's, let me see, uh, 2167.5. Yes, okay. No, sorry, that's second one. Here we have actually 1877.5, and the second cycle is at to 167.5. Now vertically we have from the first cycle 807.5, and the second one is at 842.5. Now we have to add two splines and that's the sketch done. So first spline is gonna be 2-point spline like this, and I have accidentally get out from the sketch, so I'm gonna get back to the sketch and keep working. So the point should be coincident with this cycle and this point also. Now we are gonna drag the handles of the spline to this direction like this. So this left handle goes below like this, and this one also is in this direction. Now the angle for the left one is gonna go from this edge, so 27 degrees, and for the right one we have between the handle and this edge here is gonna be 35. The distance for the right handle is 300, and for left one we have 275. Make sure that a cycle and spline are tangent, and same here. And that's the first spline done. We go to the second one. It's gonna be the same just like we did previously. Now when you are making coincidence relation between the point and the cycle by dragging it, make sure not to drag it on bottom of the cycle or up. Make it somewhere around here where it's neutral, and drag the handle down, and let's find the other handle so that we can drag it. Here it is. Again, the angle for right one is gonna be 42 degrees here, distance of 390, and for left one we have angle of 40. Let's use this edge here. So 40 and distance of 272.5. My phone is keep on ringing. Okay, now make it also tangent and tangent here. So that's the first sketch done, and this is gonna be one of the profiles we're gonna use to make a loft that is going to create our main flap. So we're gonna make the boss here. So extract these contours that I'm going to select cycle, mid, and cycle. There is a good reason why I'm not trimming this inside of the sketch. So make it 500 and do not merge results, that's very important. Click OK, and that's it. Save the progress and we go to the right plane to make a similar sketch. Let's hide this thing we just made, and we are doing everything the same like we did, just some different dimensions. So cycle 1, cycle 2, diameter 5, diameter 15. This should be actually bigger now when I look at it, but it's too late to make changes. Let me just see my sketch. Okay. From the origin horizontally we go 1877.5, and here we have um, just a second, 2167.5. Vertically to the first cycle we have 817.5. So that's the difference from the previous sketch. And second cycle goes on 842.5. Okay, and again 2-point spline. I'm gonna draw it immediately from cycle to cycle. Drag handles down, and now we add angles. Now I have to be careful because some of these dimensions cannot be wrong. So it's easy to make a mistake looking at my sketch and what I'm doing. So 52 degrees here between this vertical edge and the right handle, and distance for it is gonna be 400. And for left one we have 45 degrees between this edge and this handle. The distance is 180, and make sure it's tangents. So make sure that when you are adding tangency, it's the last thing you do with the spline. Again, 2-point spline from cycle to cycle. Drag the both handles down. Sometimes it's not easy to find them. Okay, here it is. So we go from this vertical edge to this handle 33 degrees, and for right one we have 40 degrees on this vertical edge. Fuck that. So vertical edge and handle 40 degrees. Okay, distance for left one is 215, distance for right one 490. I think that's fine, and let's add here tangency and same thing here. That's the sketch done, and this is our second profile. So let's extrude it on the left side. First we have to add contours. The reason why we are adding these contours is that we haven't trimmed the sketch. If we trim the sketch out these pieces, then we are gonna lose some of relations and we are gonna have a lot of problems. So we are avoiding trimming because of it. We go to this side and make it 500 and do not merge results. That's it. Save the work, and now we have to do, let's actually hide this body and this one too, and show this one. So we are using these two to make a loft between them, but first we have to make a 3D sketch to have a guide curve. So 3D sketch, and we make 2-point spline between this point here and this point here. When you see a black point, that means you have to click there. Okay, select escape, and let's make this edge and the spline tangents, and same here. We're going to add some dimensions, but it's not really necessary. Let's use 365 and same here. And we need another spline here, so from points to the points, because we want lofts to be made correctly. So we are connecting these points to avoid any problems and make tangents and make tangents. We are gonna add some dimensions again, 365 and 365. So we are adding these dimensions just to make the 3D sketch fully defined. It's not really important, but here it's going to be where we are now drawing the splines. So from points to the points, when you look at it from the front, you see how big difference this is. So tangency here and tangency here. Now it's important not to mess up these. So we have on left handle we have 500, and on the right one we have 175. And this is what is going to determine how our loft is gonna look like looking from the front. And we are making the same spline with the same dimensions between these 2 points. Again, tangency and tangency. So that's done. And now we can create a loft. For this one I'm gonna use this face and this face. They are correctly matched, so you can see that these green dots are matching each other well. The loft is looking healthy, but let's add these guide curves. We go with this one first. Okay, this one and these two. If you did everything well, you have here 4 guide curves. And in the end we have to make these profiles. We open start end constraints and we go start normal to profile, and here also normal to profile. You see the loft is looking almost perfect, and that's what we want. And also one important thing in this loft is not to merge results. So deselect that. We don't want to merge these two bodies, or I mean 3 bodies, into one. We want to have this loft as a separated body. So let's hide these two. We don't need them. We will delete them at the end of this tutorial. So let's unhide some of the bodies, this one and this one, and we can mirror this loft by using bodies to mirror. Use the right plane and do not merge solids, because we are now going to find combine feature to combine all of these bodies 1, 2, 3, 4 into one without the DRS flap. Okay, next thing, for the end of this video we have to do just one thing. You can see that this wing is already getting its shape. It's looking very nice. So for the end we have to just cut here some cuttings, some slots, and I think that's it. Yeah. What I have to say about these slots is that they are not really true representation of the real ones. They are just simplified in order to make this video as short as possible. So we go to right plane And let's draw one center line going from this edge down. Make sure it's vertical, and let's add dimension between the edge and the center line. It's gonna be 25. Sorry, it's gonna be 20. Okay, and now we draw two 3-point arcs. So first point, second point, and third one somewhere around here. And what we are going to do is to add another center line going from the first point to the second point, and make sure that it's horizontal. Sorry. Now from this point to this edge we have 257.5. From this center line to this edge we have 25, and this arc is gonna have the radius of 7,000. And we have to draw another arc here, so this is gonna be first cutting from point to point, and something like this. The radius here is going to be 1000. Okay, now the second slot is gonna go from this center line right. Sorry, this is spline. I should choose 3-point arc. So from center line to the right, somewhere around there. That's it. Another center line from point to point, and make sure it's horizontal. So dimension between the edge and this point is gonna be 345, and from the center line till this edge we have 65. Okay, now this arc is gonna have radius of 6000, and let's draw another one. Same from the point till the point. The radius of 900. Now the third slot is gonna look just a little bit different, so don't mess up now. We draw a center line from this center line that is gonna be narrow in this direction. Don't draw the horizontal center line. Okay, so from the point till this edge we have 94, and from this point till this edge we have 102, and from this center line to this point we have 312.5. And we draw 3-point arc from point to point, and let's draw the second one at the same time, like this. One of them is gonna have the radius of 735, and the second one is gonna have the radius of 325. I hope you haven't messed up something. And that's the sketch done. We can now use extruded cut, and I'm gonna use through all both, so it's gonna go both directions. And let's here in feature scope use deselect auto select and select this body only. We don't want to cut the DRS wing. Okay, and for the end of this video we are just gonna add one fillet where the radius is 1. So we use just these edges, these small edges from the cutting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 edges. That's about it. Like I said, this is very simplified slot in order to save time. It's not very beautiful, but who cares? This is just learning how. Okay, I hope you like this video, and I see you in my next one where we are gonna keep on going. We have to to model the double decker called, I think it's something like, it's the bottom wing here. That was all for this one, and see you in my next one. Bye bye.